Greetings everyone, welcome back to my sketchbook. It is day 2 of Shark Week, Shark Fest, Shark Exploitation, and just for fun, I'm going to do another drawing of king shark, known in Hawaiian culture as Nanaue. And let's see how this goes. So I'm going to start off by kind of super zooming in. Not super zooming, but you know, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. See if this will lock down well enough so it's not too blurry. All right, here we go. In my mind, I kind of want, I'm looking this way. I kind of want him with a really wide head. Kind of a pointy nose. And kind of hunched over. So that's kind of where I'm at. Maybe we'll go with like big eyes as well. And kind of expressive eyes maybe too. We'll have his mouth closed on one side, let's say, and open on the other. He's talking out of one side of his mouth just for fun. I remember first kind of seeing this creature and being kind of disappointed. That's a weird thing. It was mainly because they kind of gave him, well, in DC Comics, they kind of gave him this persona of a pre-existing deity. And that, yeah, I don't know how I feel about King Shark. He seems kind of funny. And then in other versions, he's, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm super tired right now. I don't know what's going on with what I think of King Shark. I do have an idea though. Let's put him in an unusual bit of attire. Because of course you'd have to have custom clothing. Let's work on the head before I get to the body. You know what? No. Let's bring this out a little bit. And we'll figure out where we'll put certain things before I finish that kind of stuff. Because that fin, yeah, I don't know. Like, I wonder if he'd be a good surfer. Probably. But maybe more body surfer than anything else. Now, in the James Gunn anti-hero movies, he's voiced by Sylvester Stallone, which is kind of funny. Of course, he's also in, I think they call him the Ravengers. Anyway, he's also in the Guardians movies as well. Stallone, I mean. I gave him a stumpy kind of thumb. I'm just doing kind of the rough outline of what and where the body will kind of be. You know what would be kind of neat? Let me go back up here at the head, and then we'll just kind of do the detail stuff. What if we gave him kind of like a Peeky Binders kind of look? We'll give him that sort of, I don't know what they call this type of hat. Is it a tam? You'd see golfers wear it. Anyway, we'll figure out some of this in a moment. Now, I do believe he's generally shirtless. I mean, getting custom clothes can't be easy. Okay, so that's the rough idea of where I want the collar to be. All right, so let's put in some detail. to do kind of like a similar reflection bubble on this side as well. Sometimes I pay a funny price for doing my doodles from memory, and other times I don't really mind that they don't work out so great. So I'm not sitting here with references. I'm just trying to figure out a couple of things, so it may not work out. But that's kind of what I do with the sketchbook anyway. Is I like to put ideas in it. And then, you know, finer detail things can be worked out after the fact. Now, they almost seem like they have nostrils. But they have like sensory organs in the front of their heads. It's funny. I think I kind of like parts of this a little bit more than the other. Next, let's see if we can figure out where we want the teeth. Of course, they have 3 rows of teeth. So we can fill in all the gaps with their beautiful nightmarish smile. Of course, they don't all have to line up because that's not how their teeth work. Just putting in the bonus teeth as well. You know, and for fun, let's have a missing tooth or two. Like maybe that one should have been gone. Which I can just darken out anyway. I don't know if it would be great to have teeth that just pop down as soon as you break one, or I think in the comics He might be depicted as having a tongue too. Oh, that's an interesting concept. I didn't always watch The Flash when it was on TV. The king shark made an appearance in that show. Let's see. I'm just making sure that his gills are kind of above his collar. And maybe that fin will extend a little bit more. We'll put like kind of a bite mark, but not really bite marks. Kind of like scratches and stuff. Anyway, back to the Peeky hat. Oh, let's darken in those eyes a little bit more. Which is some of what makes a shark so eerie in a way, to me. Work on this hat. I kind of remember someone showing me a video of people dressing like the characters on that Peeky Blinders show and being out in public. I don't know how realistic it is to dress like, well, be a well-dressed gangster just walking around, and how people would react to that. For me, in my everyday life, you can pretty much see me, like, well, you'll see in the background of all my videos, one of my many Tommy Bahama camp shirts. At least that's what they like to call them, the Hawaiian shirts. Let's add some lines to this. We'll try to do some correcting after the fact. Some of those made some sense. Some of them did not. That is all right. kind of making it seem like the material is a little like tweed, but not exactly. I'll do some this way. My brush, or my pen I should say, sorry. Okay, go back to the mouth. Take care of some of these teeth now that it's sort of dried and set up just a little bit. We'll have way in the background just a little tooth here. Now, with the DC universe, actually that's a funny name, DC. I think it has more to do with at one time being referred to as Detective Comics. So it's a weird thing in my mind when you hear DC Comics, because it's, well, Detective Comics. Not a big deal. It's kind of like in car related things. You have a means of identification for your vehicle. It's a VIN. And sometimes you hear people say VIN number. It's a little unnecessary. When an acronym just becomes a daily use word. I'll make that collar seem a little longer. It's okay if it moves around the thumb of Nanaue. Now, I think some of what we need to do here, this tie, you need to make sure the upper loop is accommodating okay. Now I can tie a tie. For some reason in my head, when I make like a Windsor knot, I suffer enough with it that I somehow make it better whenever I well, I make it backwards. I'm not sure why that is. Then I have to, flip it around and, yeah, I don't know. It's probably just the way that I've learned it. Yeah, so this part here ends up coming down through the bottom of the knot itself, which is why I made that loop over the top of the knot. Anyway, I could have made that a bolo tie if I so choose, but here I am, the person with the pen. It's okay. Now, I'm not going to make a 4-hour drawing of the Nanaue. I won't go much further than this. Sometimes I feel like it's unnecessary for me to do a super long video. We're kind of assuming that some of this outfit has to be so custom made, because I don't know if I really could accommodate the fin so nicely. No big deal. Final stuff here. Actually, let's try something with one of my other detailer pen brushes, I should say. If I can get to be kind of messy. It holds ink a little differently. It's not going to be super dark either. Oh, my buddy Neville says that it's been over 30 minutes. It's a long way to go sometimes for a silly little joke. I can get over that though. Some of these I'll just kind of quickly go back over, add a little bit more of my shaky hand. Okay. Clean the brush a little bit, and then let's see here. So that's what we have. So that's our king shark. And what I'll do here is I'll just add a little bit more of an outline to this back fin, which honestly could be way bigger. The focus is more going to be because of time. On his face, obviously. There you go. Nanaue. Looks like he's explaining to somebody that I eats clean, only vegetarians, or, well, vegetarians. I don't know why I have that accent for that. I eat clean. I can't do Sylvester Stallone. Anyway, That's it, folks. Day 2 of Shark Fest Shark Week Doodle is done. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to add. Probably not. It's just for fun. I hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you again soon. All right. Ciao for now.